Okay, well, we have a really fun schedule here today. We've got two wines to talk about, and as always, our trivia game. My name is Jennifer Brown. I'm the director of Baca. I'm here with Alison, our winemaker for Baca and for Walt Wines. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jen?
Great, me too. We also are going to have a special guest here in a few minutes. But I thought we could start with a little icebreaker, a little question for everyone. And my question for you, Alison, is if you had to wear a t-shirt for an entire year with one word on it, what would that be?
I would put the word just simply yes on my t-shirt because it's really positive. And I feel like I need some positivity right now.
I love that. I love that. I was going in a similar direction of just breathe.
That's a good one too. It's very yoga. Yeah.
Just thinking like that's what I need to do right now. Just breathe to get through everything that's going on.
Perfect.
Exactly. Well, awesome. So I thought we would get started about our first wine for today. We've got two. The first one is our 2018 Double Dutch. Do you have that with you, Alison?
I do. Yeah, I have a glass right here.
Wonderful. For those of you back at home, here's the wine we're about to try. If you've got it, pull it open. We are marketing these wines as sets, so you can purchase them and sip along with us during our virtual sip, our shelter in place. And I also have a glass of this port as well. Alison, can you tell us a little bit about the vineyard that this comes from?
Yeah, maybe I will bring up my virtual background so you can see the vineyard while I'm describing it. This is
Perfect.
This is Juicy Vineyard. This is in the Paso Robles AVA, which is in the Central Coast. This is an AVA that has the highest diurnal shift of all California's AVAs, which means it has the highest daytime temperatures and the lowest nighttime temperatures. So the really hot temperatures get us some really beautiful fruit flavors, and then the cool temperatures retain acidity. This is a vineyard that has been in the family since the 1940s. And something that makes it really unique to Zinfandel is, as you can see, this is what we call head-trained vines. So they're not trained on a trellis. They're freestanding, really classic Zin thing. And they're also dry farmed, so they don't have to use water for irrigation here.
I just love looking at it. It's such an unusual picture to see vines that aren't on trellises. Mm-hmm. And it's really, you really only see Zinfandel vines that are head trained like that.
They're very sculptural.
Yes, they are. They're just so beautiful and so natural looking.
Yeah.
Okay. For those of you who are watching us online, please feel free to ask any questions. We love to take questions and we will answer them just to the best of our ability. So first, let's taste this together. And I thought today we could use a fun little mnemonic device called the 4 S's to talk about it. So the 4 S's stand for see, swirl, smell, and sip. What do you think about that? Have you ever done that before, Alison?
Well, I love how you broke it down, because I think sometimes wine tasting can be intimidating for people. And I think a lot of that is that humans are typically more visual. So we don't really have this vocabulary for describing how something tastes or smells. So I think breaking it down into those simple steps will help people enjoy wine more.
Totally. Well, I hope so. I know that it's helpful for me even to remind myself of a sort of the same protocol every time you try a wine, to just remind yourself to kind of cover all your bases to talk about it. So let's start with the first S, the C. Let's look at it. You guys all at home, hopefully you're also looking at your glass. Sometimes it's helpful to look at it with a white background. And I'm holding up a piece of paper to look at it. For me, Alison, I see a garnet color. What about you?
Yeah, this is what I'd call a lighter shade of garnet, which is really typical of Zinfandel. It's also a color that you'd see similar to Pinot Noir or Grenache. And you can really get a lot of clues about a wine just by looking at it. The color, as we discussed, can show you, give you clues as to what variety it is. It can give you clues as to how old it is. They tend to turn a little more brick red with age. And I look for the clarity of the wine too. This wine has a slight haze to it, which tells me that it's unfiltered, which is a really important part of our winemaking process with Baca.
Totally. I mean, people don't know why you would not filter a wine because it would make sense to filter it, but it turns out when you take a lot of care in the making of a wine, you generally don't have to filter it because it's very pure in the way it's already made. So
Yeah, you're really
oh, thank you. So let's do the second S, the swirling. Some people might think this is not an important step, but it is. Don't you think, Alison? Because it releases the aromas.
It's important and fun, and maybe in my case now, maybe a nervous tick at times.
Yeah, I think it's fun too. Yeah, if you're sitting there with someone, well, I guess nowadays we're not really sitting with people anymore. But if you're virtually talking with someone else, kind of swirling around is fun.
There's something kind of soothing about it, but there is a reason too, is when you swirl the wine, it releases the aromas in the glass, so you can smell more.
Well, that's a great lead in to our third S, the smell. So let's stick our noses in after swirling it and really smell it. I love the smell of this. Sorry, go ahead, Alison.
Really, yeah, sorry for interrupting. I was just saying that you want to be kind of delicate with smelling, and but I take long, slow inhales to get the aromas here. Yeah.
Oh, and we did get our first question, which is, how old are most head train vines compared to trellis vines? Wow, this person's really, into viticulture.
Yeah. Almost all old vines in is head trained because that was the most popular style back then. Since then, as newer vineyards have been planted, some have been planted to the traditional head trained. So there are some young head trained vineyards out there. And the trellised vineyards, I work with a trellised vineyard that's 40 years old. So those are getting into kind of the old vine criteria too. So it depends.
Nice. Well, I love the smell of this wine. To me, it's really a great combination of bright fruit and also spice on the nose that I just love.
Definitely. And getting a lot of what they call primary aromas. This is a younger wine, and primary aromas are aromas that come from the fruit itself. So I also get a lot of black cherry. There's some black cassis on this one. But what I love about the Ducey is it also has spicy and herbaceous characters. It's got black pepper, which is a really classic Zin spice. And it's also got a note which I describe as celery seed or coriander, which I think really adds some depth to this wine.
I agree. I love the herbaceous notes as well. All right, let's sip it. I feel like we've been sitting here talking about it. I think it's time to sip it.
So when we're sipping or tasting the wine now, I'm starting.
Like quarantine. So it's like Arkansas quarantine. But you know what? Wine is getting me through it. These awesome things that you guys are doing are really great. And I'm really happy to be here and to drink some wine with you guys.
Oh, well, thanks for joining us. I'm really glad sounds like things are going well there then.
Yeah, they're going. As I said, wine's like really helping me get through it. As you can see behind me, I've had quite a few today already. It's
I can count
literally about 4, but just counting. But I'm excited to be here and taste this wine with you guys. But yeah, Arkansas is great.
Wonderful. Well, Carlos is not just a club member, he's also a good friend of mine that I've known since college. And so I'm so grateful that you're joining us here today.
Oh, I'm a big fan if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, for sure. So I want to ask you the same icebreaker question that I asked Alison, which is, if you had to wear a t-shirt for an entire year with one word on it, what would that be?
Ooh, great question. Well, keeping in the spirit of wine, and apologies in advance because I chose a different varietal, but I'd probably write Pinot on my shirt for
Well,
multiple reasons.
okay.
Because I just adopted a dog and I named him Pinot.
Okay. Fair.
And so it would be a conversation starter to talk about the importance of adopting dogs or animals in general. You know, you asked me earlier about how things are going, and if it wasn't for the dog I adopted, things wouldn't be as exciting as they are right now. So definitely would have Pinot on my shirt, and also to talk about the love of wine. And I did consider Zin and Zinfandel and Zinni and Baca, but Pinot he seemed more like a Pinot. So
he seemed like a Pinot. Well, yeah.
So, Pinot it is.
Pinot it is. I like it. And Alison, I'm sure, is not unhappy about that because she also has recently become the winemaker for Walt, which makes fabulous Pinots too.
There you go. On the back it would say and Zinfandel too.
And I like it. That's great. So I don't know if you've been watching us so far in our segment, but we are going to try our second wine, which I know you have there with you.
Yes.
It is called our Somersault. It is a brand new wine for us. And Alison found this vineyard. It's an old vine vineyard that she's going to talk about in a second. But for those of you at home who are club members, you can pull this out and taste along with us. And can I pour you guys a little bit of this wine?
Oh yeah, let me grab a glass. Hold on. One of these.
You got
my collection.
Okay, here you go.
All right. I think I got it.
You got it?
Yes.
All right. Okay, Alison, I'll give you a little bit in your glass.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, got it. And then I'll pour some for myself. Nice. So you want to tell us a little bit about this vineyard, Alison?
Absolutely. This is a vineyard that's in the AVA of Mendocino. So this is in the North Coast now. And I was really excited to find it because I think historic old vine vineyards are something really unique to the Zinfandel grape. This is a vineyard that was planted over 100 years ago and is still in the family. It's being farmed by the grandson now. And this is a vineyard that's on steep terraced slopes, and it also is head trained. So let me just bring up a quick picture of that one for you guys too. This is one of my favorites. This is
so beautiful.
This is actually the Mayacamas Mountains extend this far north. That's the Mayacamas Range. And this is shortly before harvest in the fall.
Did you take that picture?
Picture, yeah.
Alison's such a great photographer too. That's amazing. So
yeah,
beautiful.
I'm really jealous that you guys are in California right now because that's one of the things I miss most and what makes this whole thing really hard. But thankfully, right before this whole quarantine, I was able to be out there and I brought some wine with me. But those pictures just make me wish I was back there.
Oh, even though you were just singing the praises of Arkansas. So. Well, wonderful. So it's such a special vineyard, the Pacini vineyard that this comes from, and we're really grateful to be making a wine from there. So I thought the three of us could go through a little tasting of this wine and talk about the 4 S's once again. So let's see. Let's start with the first S, the C. What do we see? And we can compare the first two too. Well, at least Alison and I can compare the first two. So for me, the second wine is a little bit more purple in color. The Somersault seems more purple.
Yeah, I noticed that too. So the purple color indicates that there's more color coming from the skin. And the technical term for that is anthocyanin, is the name of that compound that creates the purple color. And antho is Greek for purple. Flower.
Ooh, and that's actually my favorite color. So
it is. I wonder why.
Carlos, do you have anything to add to the C part?
No, I agree. It's definitely purple. And I was going to say the exact same thing because, purple is the color of our alma mater. So cheers to purple.
True. Cheers to purple. Okay, well, let's swirl it. And Carlos, we've been talking a lot about swirling. Let's see your swirl. How do you like to swirl?
Ooh. Okay, so funny thing about swirling. I love swirling. I actually, when I go to a restaurant, I order wine. I tell them to just pour me a little at first because I love to swirl. And I've gone to restaurants and they have this habit of pouring you wine to here. So huge recommendation that I would give to everyone is ask your bartender to just pour a little bit so you can swirl.
Just
like they do in Napa. That's a Noma.
Okay, so the next one is smell. So let's smell this. And then while we're smelling it, we do have a question, which is what city in Mendocino is the vineyard near for Pacini?
Oh yeah, this is near the city of Ukiah. So that area of Mendocino does get pretty warm. So that warm heat brings out a lot of beautiful, deep fruit flavors and aromas.
You know, sometimes if I don't get much from the nose right away, I have to smell something neutral, like my hand.
Or your forearm.
Or the forearm.
Yeah.
Do you like to do anything like that, Carlos?
No, I can smell everything. I'm good.
You got perfect smell.
Oh yeah, I can go from one wine to another and smell it perfectly.
Yeah, no, the berry flavor is coming out for me more now, actually.
Yeah, there's so much purity of fruit in this one, and this has like it's really classic Zinfandel fruit where I get blackberry and raspberry, very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree, and I also get a little bit of you know, some of the flavors that come from the wood from the aging of it as well, which I really like.
I smell a little bit of pepper,
I get
too.
a little. Yeah. What was that?
Oh, I smell a little bit of pepper too.
Totally. I even get a little bit of white pepper from this one because I find there's the floral aspect to this wine.
Yes, I agree. It's a little bit more delicate in nature.
The aromas are, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to sip it. What do you think?
Yeah, sip, my favorite S. Let's do it.
Cheers.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, I would describe this one. For me, this one just it's kind of a little more serious than the juicy because there's still really beautiful acid, but I'm getting more tannin, which is creating some structure and which will give this wine great ageability.
I agree. I love the tannins, the way they grip your mouth, but it's not overpowering. It's enough that it would step to a nice, well, I'm vegetarian, so not really a nice piece of steak for me, but for a nice like portobello mushroom or something, but it's still smooth. It's smooth tannins, which I really like.
Yeah, it adds another level of interest.
What do you think?
For those of you laymen, it smells, and laywomen, and lay people, it is just delicious. It tastes like deliciousness. It's amazing.
Here's to that. Well, here's to deliciousness. Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, well, we are going to now switch over to the game portion. Carlos, I think you're going to play in the game, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Carlos and I are very competitive people. We like games a lot. So, you know what, Carlos? Good luck to you in this game. Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
I'm sad you're not playing because I really want to beat you, but whatever. Next time.
For those of you playing the game, Carlos is the one to beat for sure. So, all right, we are going to now switch to the trivia game, and I'm going to say goodbye to Carlos and then invite Alexandra from the winery to join us. Hey, Alexandra.
Hello.
How's it going over there?
Good. Are we ready to play some trivia?
We are. Can you tell everyone about how the rules are going to differ this time and some other details?
Yeah, absolutely. So the game is going to be a little bit different for those of you who tuned in with us last week. So for the game today, there's going to be 8 questions that Alison and Jen ask. And you don't need to wait until the end of the questions to answer. Just answer as soon as you know it. And then the way to win the question is the first person to answer. So at the end of the 8 questions, the person that's answered the most questions first will win, and you're going to win a 25% off discount code for Baca Wines, which is the biggest discount code that we have currently available on the site. So it's a great prize. So make sure that when you know the answer, type it in just as soon as you know it.
Wonderful. Awesome. And we think this is going to be pretty easy. So yeah, the way to enter is just typing it in the comments, right, Alexandra?
Yep, it's just right in the comments, and then I'm going to hop out after this. I'll tally up all of your answers, and then once it's done, I'll come back in to let you know who's won.
Perfect.
All right, good luck, everybody.
All right, bye, Alexandra. See you in a minute. Okay, so Alison and I are going to trade off asking 8 questions for this very serious trivia game for a very serious prize. And I think we'll both ask the question twice just to make sure you've heard it. But don't be shy. Go ahead and answer it because the first person to answer for each question gets a point. So I'll let you start, Alison.
Okay, great. Question number 1. How many states in the US have wineries? Again, how many states in the United States have wineries?
That's a tough one because I feel like there's a lot of things that you could answer that with. All right, the second question, and these are the first 5, or actually the first 4 are all winery related questions. What are the top 3 wine producing states in the United States? Again, what are the top 3 wine producing states in the US?
All right, question number 3. I kind of feel like this is an easy one, but I'm in the industry, so we'll see. Name the wine-growing valley in Sonoma, known for Zinfandel, that is located just northwest of the town of Healdsburg. Again, name the wine-growing valley in Sonoma, known for Zinfandel, that is located just northwest of the town of Healdsburg.
All right, question number 4. We're venturing from California outside of the United States to France now. What is France's largest wine region? And I'll ask again, what is France's largest wine region?
All right. Question number 5. Now we're on to popular culture questions. So what is Paul McCartney's middle name?
We're very current in our popular culture.
What is Paul McCartney's middle name?
All right, in a little bit more recent times, question number 6. Robert Downey Jr. just celebrated his birthday. How old is he? So again, Robert Downey Jr. just celebrated his birthday. How old is he?
Question number 7. This singer just passed away of natural causes. He was known for such songs as The Gambler and Island in the Stream. Name the singer. Again, this singer just passed away of natural causes. He was known for such songs as The Gambler and Island in the Stream. Name the singer.
I love that song. The Island in the Stream. It's so relaxing. All right, our 8th and final question is about Meghan Markle, who you may have heard of. Meghan Markle lends her voice to the Disney Plus movie that just aired on April 3rd. Name the movie. So again, Meghan Markle lends her voice to this Disney Plus movie that just aired on April 3rd. Name the movie. Good luck to you all.
Fun fact, Meghan Markle was our classmate.
Hey, Carlos. Hopefully
Sorry,
you
I
guys
just had to say
hopefully
that.
you guys still play. That's true. Meghan Markle went to school with us and we knew her and she was a really lovely person. But somehow I did not get invited to her wedding. I don't know what happened to that invitation. Sad. Well, we did get a few questions and we also want to tell the answers. Maybe we'll just answer one question while we're waiting, which is, what is unique about the Baca Rosé, which I love so much. I'll start. One thing that's unique about it is the packaging. We put it in a can. So our brand is all about adventuring and letting you, explore different kinds of wines on the go and experiencing different kinds of adventures. So we thought it would be perfect to take on your next adventure to have a can. And this year we're releasing our 2nd vintage really soon. That's going to be in a little bit smaller of a can. So it's an even smaller serving size. And I think Alison probably has a lot more eloquent words to share about what's unique about the flavor profile of the rosé.
Oh, well, one thing that's unique about it is it's a rosé Zinfandel, which has a reputation from, when was it? Like the 80s of it was known as white Zin, and it was really sweet and cheap wine. And one thing that's really unique about the way we're approaching a rosé of Zinfandel is we're making it like a fine wine. So this is whole cluster pressed and fermented in neutral barrels. So you get a really crisp, clean profile that's also dry. I fermented it so there's no sugar left in the wine. So it's a very, very refreshing version of a rosé.
I completely agree with that. It's very refreshing, dry rosé. So I'll just answer one more question before we wait for the answers and the winner. What has been one positive thing that you all have experienced from sheltering in place? I like that question.
Yeah.
I'll start. For me, I think, which is I'm sure true for a lot of people, but I think that paring down the number of things on your calendar has really forced me to be at home with my loved ones more often. So I'm with my husband and my daughter, and I feel like I've got a stronger bond with both of them in the last few weeks, just because we've been spending more time together, which I've loved.
Mine is similar to that. All of my family is in Oregon, and my husband's family are in New York and Florida. And since this has happened, I've been in such great touch with all of them, in better touch than I have been before. And so that's been a really positive thing for me too.
That's wonderful. What about you,
Mine's
Carla?
been the wine, actually. I've drank so much wine, and I've gotten to see these awesome sip-ups for all the brands, and it's been kind of wonderful. So
that's awesome.
that combined with all the Zoom calls with all my friends has been pretty great.
Okay, it looks like Alexandra's back to announce the winner. I'll just real quick run down the answers real fast, and I'll just say them all. So, and thanks, Carlos, for your comment. So for the first question, the answer is 50 states, all produce wineries. For the second question, the answer is California, Washington, and New York are the top 3 producing states. The third question, the answer is Dry Creek Valley, which is also where our tasting room is located in Healdsburg. For number 4, the answer is Bordeaux, being the largest wine region. Languedoc is actually the largest wine producing region. Also, fun fact. Paul McCartney's middle name, that's a trick question. It's Paul. His full name is James Paul McCartney. And Robert Downey Jr. just turned 55. And Kenny Rogers is the singer that sang The Gambler and Island in the Stream. And the movie that Meghan Markle does voiceover for is The Elephant. So on that note, Alexandra, you want to tell us who the winner is?
Yeah, so our winner, a lot of people got the right answers, but one person got 2 first, which 2 out of 8 first is pretty good because there were a lot of people answering really quickly. So the person that won is Christina Petrangaro. So Christina, congratulations.
Congratulations, Christina.
Yeah, yay. If you send Baca Wines a DM after this, then I will reply to you with the discount code.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thanks, Alexandra, and thanks for your good work running this contest. It's so fun. We'll see you next Monday.
Absolutely. We'll be back. Thanks,
Wonderful.
guys. Bye.
Thanks. And thanks, Alison. Thanks to you. This has been so fun co-hosting with you. And yeah, the game was fun. The 2 wines are fun. Going through the 4 S's. What a great way to spend a Monday afternoon.
It was perfect.
Well, cheers to you. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye to everyone at home.